Good afternoon. Wanted to show you a martial law attempt in Louisiana echoes Ron Paul's warning. They are calling in the martial law. Let's listen.
A Louisiana state official says crime in New Orleans is out of control. So much so that he is now asking that the National Guard be brought in to patrol the city's streets. This was all sparked by the recent death of a toddler. So here's the background. Just this past weekend, Kira Holmes was gunned down while playing outside of her home, and her family held a vigil with candles and birthday balloons in the same courtyard where she was killed. She was to be turning 2 right around Christmas, and emotions ran high as family members spoke of the little girl who never got to see her second birthday.
My grandbaby is gone. I would never see her first school. I would never see her go to church. Nothing. I have toys under my Christmas tree. I have stockings in my house. I didn't even much want to have a Christmas this year because I felt like this. Now my baby gone. They have a conscience and do what they have to do and turn themselves because that's my grandbaby. And I love her. They need to just turn themselves in. Do this for me. Do it for a grandmother. Have a conscience. Please have a heart and turn yourself in.
I want to bring in Louisiana State Representative Austin Badon. Joins me live from New Orleans. He is one of the officials who wants to bring the National Guard just as they did after Hurricane Katrina. Mr. Badon, thank you for coming on. I've read that you said your city's at war. You need the National Guard. Why can't local police do the job?
Well, you know, we've done a lot after the storms of 2005, but this is it's just totally intolerable and it's unacceptable behavior in our city. The local police need help. We've been able to do a lot of different things that are building our city. We're rebuilding our infrastructure. We're building our schools back. We're building our economic base. But we have a select few people who are going out there and committing heinous crimes in broad daylight, killing people, killing babies. It's intolerable. We must do something about it. So what I have done is I have called upon the governor to bring in the National Guard. After the storms of 2005, people were a lot more comfortable by seeing the National Guard on the streets of New Orleans, and it made the morale higher. We are doing a lot of good things. The people here in New Orleans are very resilient, and they're rebuilding, and they have a real great passion for our city. But we cannot allow certain individuals to carry guns and to go out and to shoot people on a daily basis in this city. So I've asked for the National Guard to come in and create order to assist the NOPD with support and also with patrols and help them to take this city back, because we are at war, and when you're at war, you have to bring in soldiers.
When you use a word like war, I mean, it's quite the word to use. My question is, how has the crime in your city spiraled so out of control? How has that happened? Do you have numbers, statistics to justify this level of emergency?
Yes. Yes. We are at urban warfare right now. You have people who have drug crimes, drug warrants, who are out on warrants that they should be in jail. You have people who are proliferating the streets with firearms, and the problem is just permeating throughout our society. So what we have to do is we have to get in there with social services. You know, this is a short-term effect on a long-term problem. We have to rebuild our schools and have better schools and good schools. But what's going on is certain people are going out and they're creating a problem within our society, and it's a negative environment upon every of the positive things that we're doing in our society. And so we have to go back and we have to take our streets back. We are at war, and I think these soldiers could come in and help just like they did after Hurricane Katrina.
Let me jump in because you mentioned you had reached out to the governor's office, and I know you know ultimately the green light for the National Guard has to come in from the mayor's office. So we picked up the phone. We reached out to Mayor Landrieu's office. Here's what the press secretary told us as a statement. I just want to read it. Quote, "We have a great working relationship with the National Guard, and they're engaged on a daily basis in the crime-fighting work we are doing in New Orleans. We do not plan to ask for troops." Sir, did you get the same response, and do you plan to challenge that?
I'm hearing the same response, and the mayor is doing a really difficult job right now. We're trying to bring this city back, and I applaud his efforts, and everybody in this city is working very hard. You know, right now what the NOPD, New Orleans Police Department, is doing, it ain't working. So we got to do something different. We got to make sure that the people of this city, the people who come to this city and visit this city, are protected. I mean, we had about 15 shootings on Halloween night. That's totally unacceptable.
I remember
we
that.
have to make sure that we protect the people who come here, and we also have to protect our visitors. We have a lot going on coming up in this city. We have the Super Bowl coming up, major sporting events coming up, and so, you know, those things are very great for our economic prosperity in this city. But if we don't get the control of this crime problem, then we're not going to have those kind of events come to the city, and you're going to see a huge fiscal impact, not even to mention the cost of human lives.
I understand. We'll have to follow up and see if the mayor will issue the green light for this, or perhaps not. Representative Badon.
This is occurring.
I understand it's occurring.
This is occurring on a daily basis.
One time is too much. One time is too much. Representative Badon,
Exactly.
I appreciate it.
Well, that's the end.